every single time that I start to think the Rachel Zegler Snow White controversy starts to die down within the news cycle, something else seems to hit the fan. Lately, it's been nonstop Rachel Zegler's fault because all the dumb things that she has been saying. But this time, someone else decided to chime in that completely relit the fire of all the controversy and got everybody stirred up. So the original director's son of the Snow White classic from 1937 chimed in on the controversy of what's going on with this movie, and he calls it, quote, insulting. David Hand calls the company's reboot woke and pathetic, following Zegler's criticizing his father's 1937 film as extremely dated. Now, I had no idea that the son of the director from 1937 was even still alive, and as it says here, his name is David Hand, and he also worked with Disney Animation long ago. He was a designer for Disney back in 1990, and his dad, who is also named David Hand, was one of the directors of the original film. And he unloads on this stuff, as many others have. Like we said, we have seen a lot of this controversy has come from Rachel Zegler's comments herself because of the stupid things that she has been saying, because she is almost intentionally pissing off the fan base, I feel like. And that has been the norm for a lot of these Disney remakes. We saw that with Little Mermaid, and we've seen it with countless others. They basically are crapping on everything from the past that made these things great. This is called a quote-unquote reimagining, and it's for modern times, and we all know how much we love modern times nowadays. So obviously, a lot of people did not take kindly to these types of comments. But he chimes in and he gives his thoughts of what's going on with not only the movie, but the company as a whole, and it is glorious. It says, quote, it's a whole different concept, and I just totally disagree with it. And I know my dad and Walt would also very much disagree with it. He called it a disgrace that Disney is trying to do something new with something that was such a great success earlier. Their thoughts are just so radical now. They changed the stories, they changed the thought process of the characters, they're making up new woke things, and I'm just not into any of that. I find it quite frankly a bit insulting what they may have done with some of these classic films. There's no respect for what Disney did and what my dad did. I think Walt and he would be turning in their graves. A lot of us have been calling this type of stuff out for a very, very long time and pretty much have been saying the same thing, that the original creators of all these stories, Walt Disney himself, would be spinning if they saw what their company has turned into today, because it is nothing that we've come to know and love. Now, mind you, the son is 91 years old, and he's chiming in on this. I think that's crazy that, hey, listen, more power to him to even reach 91. That's a hell of an accomplishment in its own right. So glad to see that he has made it that far. Hopefully he still has plenty of years ahead of him. But as I said, this is just absolutely astounding that they were able to interview him and he chimed in the way he did, because I think it was said perfectly. I don't think this controversy is going to slow down anytime soon whatsoever. We all know that all of these types of comments, all this backlash, all this horrible publicity for not only the movie itself, but for the company, are going to resurface when the film comes to theaters in the box office, which is slated for March 22nd, 2024. So we have some time. And it seems, like I said, as time continues to go, Rachel Zegler just finds herself in more and more controversy. As I said in my last video, it is rightfully deserved. She brings a lot of this stuff onto herself by the stupid comments that she says, even though the company's basically given her the green light to do it, in my opinion, because they're the ones that put this stuff in her head. She's only repeating the buzzwords that they've told her, the reimagining of the story, that she's not going to be saved by a prince, that all that stuff is outdated, right? We have said it time and time again. Stay true to the source material. If you want to do a live action movie, just give us the movie that everybody loves and holds so near and dear to their heart. Yeah, just it's that easy. And they would make millions. But Disney is not about that. These companies in general are not about that. They're more about pushing the message. They are about redefining all of the things that we love. They're trying to rework our pop culture into their own vision. And they're doing that by erasing everything from the past. But let me know what you guys think about this. Like I said, for a 91-year-old guy to call out the nonsense that this company's doing, to defend his dad's work and say that, hey, he and Walt Disney would be literally turning in their graves is priceless. We all know that's true anyway, but to hear somebody who was directly involved in all this stuff and knew one of the original directors, knowing how they are, I think is very, very important and very telling. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. I always love to hear your thoughts. Like the video if you enjoyed it. It definitely helps me and the channel very much. And until next time, take care.